Oh, no, I'm not interested in that.
No.
I'm just not.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to The Deep Drop. This is a fishing podcast, a little bit different, but we'll get to that in a minute. I'm Luke McCredden. Adam Ring is with me. Adam, as I throw to you to say hello to you on this fine evening, I want you to try and summarise for anyone who might be new, who might have just jumped on board The Deep Drop to check it out, see what it's all about, what's going on over here. How do we explain what The Deep Drop's all about, please?
Well, look, it's about this time at the pod most weeks where I come up with some sort of dumb, half-witty, funny sort of parallel to what the Deep Drop is about. But mate, I've got to be honest. I'm really distracted at the moment. And I don't really have one because I need to point something out.
Yeah.
So you can see me, but obviously the listeners can't.
Yeah.
I'm in a hotel room in Cobram.
Right. I was wondering where you were.
Baruga, so just outside of Cobram.
Okay.
Ready for a Cobram start in the morning.
Right.
Mate, I'm staring at a VHS DVD combo.
What? VHS?
Yeah.
I mean, even DVD is a kind of a weird sort of thing.
Dead and buried. It's over.
Yeah.
It's extinct. It's like Leather Jacket. It's done.
It's like, yeah, I never got any info back about the old leathery. VHS. Now, there's potentially people listening to this right now that aren't really familiar with VHS, believe it or not. We might have some of our younger community members going, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Mate, I'm proper distracted.
Yeah, it's frazzled you. I
haven't seen one for such a long time.
You know what the Deep Drop is? The Deep Drop is staying in a hotel room in the middle of nowhere and seeing a VHS DVD combo because
and getting a little bit excited.
Because it distracts you from your day to day. You get excited by it because there's some cool stuff. It makes you wonder because there's so much throwback to it.
Massive throwback.
And it's a conversation starter for when you get back together with your mates to talk about. So you know what? You've actually nailed it without even realizing it adds.
It's there you go.
Yeah.
Well, okay. The Deep Drop's like a VHS DVD combo. work it out. Get involved in the comments. Let us know how that works for you. But is this hotel impressed and disappointed?
Yeah. Is this hotel a BYO VHS, or are there a collection for you to sort of chuck a movie on?
BYO.
Wow.
BYO. There's not even a DVD to be cited.
Yeah.
around.
Okay. That's really next level there. Anyway, make of that what you will. It's good to be back for another episode. Plenty going on all around the country. We've got all sorts of just weird and wonderful weather patterns. Some parts of the country have had a week of beautiful weather and enjoyed some sunshine and some calm conditions, while other parts of the country, including where we are, has been shit house. And that's all that we need to say. Absolute rubbish, but that's okay. That's
sums
part
it
of
up perfectly.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we have to deal with throughout the course of the year, and that's that. But if you are new and you've just kind of taken that VHS DVD reference and I'm still wondering what the fuck we were talking about, don't think into it too hard.
Welcome to the Deep Drop.
Welcome to the Deep Drop. Good to have you on board. There's 178 episodes now, so if you want to go back through and have a listen to early doors and right up to now, be my guest. If you want to just start now, that's fine too. For those that have been along for the journey for the full 178 or part of or whatever it is, welcome back. Great to have everyone on board. It's been a great ride thus far. And Adam, we're only getting started. We've got some amazing stuff that we can't wait to talk to you, the community, about. We've got some fantastic people to bring onto the show. And if you haven't yet had a listen, late last week we dropped, Adam, the Lubin Pfeiffer episode. Lubin being a superstar angler. He's a one percenter, ads, is what Lubin is.
He's a true one percenter.
True one percenter.
We got excited and went with world champion. He tried to correct us to Commonwealth champion, and we wouldn't have it.
Nah, fuck
He's
that.
a world champion.
Yeah.
No, what an absolute gentleman of a bloke, a true one percenter of what this industry has to offer. And we actually spoke to him as he was sitting in total darkness on a 1 month long camping trip along the Murray.
It's wild to me that didn't get mentioned prior to, because I had no idea. And I mean, if he had said, listen, I'm going to be on the bank of the Murray, I'm doing this 1 month long trek, I would have said, mate, let's touch base when you're back. But he's just gone, no, we're good. So we rolled with it. We got him live from the banks of the Murray, and spending a month on the Murray is a fascinating thought. So we had a good chat to him about that and what he's trying to achieve and what the plan of attack is. And I tell you what, I'm really looking forward to seeing the content that comes from that trip that he's doing. But hey, if you want to hear from a ripper bloke who knows his fishery and knows his state deeply and intimately, Adam, that episode is worth a listen. So it's live everywhere now that you get your podcasts, and check it out. It's well worth a listen.
Definitely worth it.
Now, for those of you that have been in touch during the week, thank you very much. Always good to hear from the community. Ads across the socials, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Spotify, the website. A few more orders going out the door this week as well for some merch, which is exciting. Now, we haven't spoken about this. In fact, this is kind of what we do. We don't do much prep work. So forgive me, Adam, if I shouldn't be saying this in real time. There's some samples on their way. There's some samples on their way to the Deep Drop HQ as we speak. And maybe I'll just leave it at that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, you do. Well,
I've got an idea.
Yeah, it's stuff that we've been doing a little bit of work on pre-Chrissy. So I'm really excited to see said samples.
Yeah. Okay.
All I can say is
I'm on.
the deepdrop.au is the website. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be on there tomorrow or next week, but it's well worth putting that website into your adding it to your favorites in your browser if that's what people are doing. Because there's some cool stuff on its way that we're really excited about. So yeah, that's a bit of a teaser, but that's okay. Get around it, get amongst it. And don't forget, if you are just sort of fluffing about and floating through the socials or on Spotify, make sure you give the Deep Drop a follow on whatever those pages are, whether it's Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all of that stuff, because, it helps and we feel the love and we've got some fun stuff to share. So that's what we want. We want to expand this community to the biggest community in the world. Not the Commonwealth.
We're on our way. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Right. We're on our way, I think.
Yeah. No, for sure. All right, good. Well, very excited to rip in. I tell you what. Now, for anyone who's not sure or might be newish, Adam and I are based in Victoria, and we're coming into a time of year where we start getting hassled from the northern states. Oh, why would you live there? It's shit and it's cold and it's wet and it's windy.
And all fair.
Oh, true. I'm not going to deny any of that. But I wanted to talk to you tonight, Ads, a little bit about something that's kind of, now it's not new to Victoria. In fact, it's becoming fairly regular, but there's this certain thing that's happening in the western part of our state at the moment, which is southern bluefin tuna related. And you might go, well, yeah, they've been there for a long, long time. Something feels different about this. It almost feels a bit old school. Now, you were front and center when the bluefin thing in Victoria in the that Portland fishery absolutely kicked off. You were front and center in tackle stores and on radio and talking to everyone from up and down the West Coast. This has got that sort of vibe to it. And I don't know if you're feeling it. You're on the road. You've been down there in the last week or so. Am I right in saying that, or am I getting a bit too excited?
I was in Portland last Friday. We are recording this on a Monday night. So I was only there just before the weekend.
Mm.
At the time, there had been a couple of good fish, big fish, like 100 kilo plus, caught the day before.
Right.
There was also reports of a boat that was on its way in that had caught an 80 kilo fish that ate 2 lures.
Yeah, right.
So
Wow.
the one fish ate 2 lures in the same spread.
That's sick. I love
So
that.
2 people and 2 rods were fighting the one fish.
Oh.
But which is mental. But
Yeah.
what's got me proper excited, talking to Braden down there at one of the main tackle shops in Portland. This has got something different about it. This has got vibes of near 20 years ago when this started.
That's
So
what I'm saying.
the Portland Bluefin thing started with an absolute bang. There was word of a few tuna, and we're like, nah, this is Victoria, it doesn't happen. Then anyway, off it went. Long story short, there was boats that were getting spooled on like 50 wides and 80 wides because at that stage, we're Victorian. We had no idea what to do with fish that big. So we would sit there off the shelf at Portland, which was forever out, and trying to fight these fish that were 100 kilos plus from a dead boat. And these fish going, come on, at least try. And they were just emptying reels, and no one knew what to do about it.
Yeah.
Fast forward now nearly 20 years later, and these fish are in close. You don't have to go out to the shelf anymore.
Thank fuck for that.
I know, 100% yes. But in the build-up to this point, the seasons got a little bit different. There was either small fish around, and they were between 8 and, say, 20 kilos, maybe 30, or they were 100 to 140 kilos.
Yeah.
There was nothing, and they didn't mix in. So they would mix in when those fish were at the shelf 20 years ago when we all heard and witnessed and went mental and it was awesome. There seemed to be a mixture of sizes. Then it kind of stayed different. The small fish were on, and then we'd get to a part of the season where these big fish would come through and you just wouldn't catch any small fish.
Yeah.
And then the big fish would move on, and then the small fish would come back, and we would have these cycles of on again, off again. For the most part. There's always exceptions, but for the most part, that was the general rule on how it went. What is happening out west, Portland, Port Fairy at the moment, has got the feel of 20 years ago. You could catch a fish that's 10 kilos. You could catch a fish that's 120 kilos on the same pass. But the special thing about this, Luke, is a size range that we haven't seen for quite a long time. There is these fish that are, say, 40 to 70 kilos, and there's plenty of them too.
This is kind of the thing that really has blown my mind over the journey is that what happens in that size bracket? And I don't know if there's any other fish that really is like that. And yeah, it's strange to me. And you sort of go, oh, okay, well maybe that's the particular size range that take a different route, or I don't know, who knows, or just
who knows,
swim deep and
then
uninterested in eating. But why now?
Yeah.
And I'd love to know around the country, whether New South Wales, northern New South Wales, even around Queensland, if there's a similar thing, because I was thinking about this during the week, and I wonder if there's a similar thing with other pelagics like mackerel and stuff. Spanish mackerel, is there sizes that don't exist or seemingly don't exist? Do they go from 5 kilos to 50 kilos? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's strange.
Yeah, it is strange that you seemingly miss just year classes of fish at any given time. Because off the top of my head, I can't go back to like the yellowfin cubing days. There would be all sorts. There would be all sorts of sizes, and that's just what it was. So,
luck of the draw type thing.
Yeah.
Which is crazy that it's like that now. Like to your point, and just to paint that picture, and this is this is a pretty crazy picture. To think that you could catch some what we class as school tuna, which are that 12 kilo, 10, 12, 15 kilo, or 120 kilo barrel. It's like shit. Changes everything.
Well, so one of the other cool things that happened with bluefin, which we love to do, I don't know if it's a Victorian thing. You and I have covered this before, Luke. But the smallest fish is always 20 kilos.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's actually 8. It's 20.
Oh, the what? Yeah,
You
the
know
way
what I
we
mean?
label them. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
it's like it's just the automatic. I got some schoolfish today. Oh, how big? Oh, 20.
20. Yeah, they were 6.
Yeah.
They were 6 kilos.
Yeah, but they were all 20.
We've spoken about automatics heaps in the past, and we've even gone down the path of automatic depths in Port Phillip Bay for snapper. It's 12, 14, 16 or 18. There's no odd numbers.
Yeah, there's no odd numbers. Don't exist.
Pinkies, how big were they? 3.5 kilo.
3 kilos.
Like, it is strange. Because the thing is, for me, like, and tuna are one of those ones where it's interesting because you could argue that there's kind of there's like a real. I think that it should be more of a desire to catch the smaller ones for a lot of reasons. Probably, I would dare say, table quality is a bit better at certain size brackets, and I would imagine that. I'm not saying small, but maybe that actual 20 kilo fish might be better than a 100 kilo fish. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, there's.
Or is it just easier to fill it?
Oh yeah, there's that too, and easier to wind in. It's funny, and it's funny how attitudes change too. I was on the phone to Lee Rayner earlier today, and we're talking about he's going to head down. He's got a bunch of new gear that he wants to film and fuck around with on the tuna. And he said, I hope I don't hook one of those big ones. There's not too many fish where you go, I hope I don't hook a big one. Is there, when you think about it? Like, imagine saying that barra fishing. You never would say that.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, I hope we don't get a meter fish today.
Yeah, geez, I hope we don't get a meter cod at Eildon today. I just want a trout.
Yeah. But I think it's because if you could potentially, depending on your experience level, and for someone like Lee, who is in the 1% club, like Lubin, they know what to do.
Yeah.
But for them, 2, maybe 3, say they're all 100 kilos, that's your full day.
Yeah.
3 fish, like, max. If you don't know what you're doing, it's 1 fish, and that's hours gone.
Yeah. Well, it was even mentioned today that if he hooked something big early, he'd cut it off because it's going to take up all his filming time. Like, that's wild. But I get it. I get it.
I get it. But is it also a bit unfair? And I've never caught a big tuna. I've caught small ones, 20 kilos. But I've never caught big ones.
Yeah.
But is it weird I have no desire?
Same. I'm the same, man. I reckon it would change if I'm connected to one. I'd be like, okay, we're in this for the long haul. Let's go. As much as I'd be like, slightly can't be fucked.
It would be. I would be more interested to see what emotions you go through if you're sitting on a fish for, even, let's play conservative, like half an hour.
I don't want to fight a fish for half an hour even.
And that would be getting one in quickly.
I know. The 3 hour, 4 hour possibility is like, no.
Oh, no, I'm not interested in
that. No.
I'm just not.
Yeah. And listen, I know, like, there's a massive, flow of anglers that head down the coast target because they want to catch one, because they want to catch it. And, mate, couldn't be more.
And they should go.
Tipping of the cap to you, because it's absolutely should go. It's a world-class fishery. Yeah.
It's a special thing.
It says more about us than it says about anyone else.
Yeah, I'd rather go and catch lots of small ones on gear that's comfortable.
Same. See, I'm the same. Because here's my mindset. I'm not a lazy fisherman. I'm not. But the idea, in fact, it's probably the opposite when you hear probably my justification. I love the idea, and you know this about me, and you're probably similar too, of just trying all different shit. If you catch one big one, that's all you're doing for the day. Now, don't get me wrong. I say that's all you're doing. Like, it's an unbelievable feat. But I'm kind of more like, I want to fuck around with different lures, chuck surface lures, plastic. Like, do you know what I mean? Jig them, like, do whatever. troll some different stuff, muck around with different trolling techniques. You can't do that if you're catching monster fish all day. Like, you're just not doing that.
It kind of, in a weird way, and I'm not sure if these feelings are real, but right now, I kind of feel as though I would rather be on the boat, but not on the rod, because I would be intrigued
on a big
to see.
fish.
I would be because I would be intrigued to see just how big. Because I've seen 100-kilo tuna hanging from a gantry, so I've got a perspective of how big they are.
Yep.
But I wouldn't mind experiencing that when you very first see it. When you first get a glimpse and go, oh, fuck, it's big. Because you might, you could spend the first hour and a half and not see it. So you know it's big. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know it's big, but until you see it come up, oh, fuck, this is insane. And then it dives again and you know you're back in for another hour playing up and down. That's when I go, I'm fuck this. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. Yeah.
And this is where you hear stories and shout out Andrew Hart. I was chatting to him fairly recently about this on the big black marlin up off Cairns. And they reckon that feeling of being on the boat and the anticipation after a hookup of because you know it's going to surface at some point. The anticipation around that surface, because you really don't know. Like, I think the absolute most experienced 1%ers up there would probably know upon hookup what sort of size it is. But at the same time, you still don't. Like, you've still got an element of, and from all accounts, regardless of size, super exciting. But if you see the shoulders on a giant black marlin come out of the water, it's just arguably the greatest thing in fishing without even catching. Like, do you know what I mean? Just being there. That would be to your point, that would be an amazing experience.
Yeah, so experiencing it would be more exciting than catching it. That's how I feel about big bluefin.
I wonder, is there any other species? I mean, anything big is pretty cool to be on the boat. Like, it's like barra, like a big barra. It's great to see landed.
Yeah, but I don't think of a big barra and go, not interested.
Oh no, absolutely not. I just mean just being there. It's cool to see big fish. Full stop.
Yes.
But you're right. You want the barra on your line. Like,
and I think I know the reason. I think I know the answer.
What is it?
Because it's over in a couple of minutes and I can go again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's not this enormous physical toll, emotional toll. It's just, if I muck it up, I can just have another cast.
Realistically, we're really only talking about giant tuna and marlin, aren't we?
The big offshore species, I think.
Yeah, the giant ones. Yeah. Because I can't remember what Curtis said about those blue marlin, how long it was taking. I'm sure he said something about how long they were fighting some of those bigger fish for. But
see, he's a different unit. Like, he's a different unit to me. I think he respects.
Unit. We love you, Kurt, but you're a different unit.
You're a different unit because he respects the whole thing about the blue marlin. Like, I think about a blue marlin and go, oh, just a bigger striped marlin with no stripes. Like, I've got zero connection.
Just a nude striped marlin.
A nude stripey, oversized nude stripey. Yeah. So I don't have. Whereas, like, for those that haven't heard, please go back and look for the last guest episode we did with Curtis Waterman. So it was only a few weeks ago. So go back and have a listen. The passion at which that man talks about catching blue marlin. Is something I don't have for that particular species.
Episode
and it's no disrespect to him.
170 ads, I believe it was.
And I think that's the same as bluefin. You can go and talk to some of these anglers that just froth on these big blue water species, and they would swear to you that big bluefin are the greatest fish ever swimming around in the ocean. I just don't feel it.
I saw, and again, someone we've had on the show a while ago, we should get him back on actually. I saw Al McGlashan posted online yesterday or today or something. He got a recognition award from the IGFA, 10 years of, support and I suppose being a part of what is that big fish community in a way, if that makes sense.
It is.
That
Yeah,
wasn't what it was word for word, but that's kind of what it is. And he's another one who just froths on the process of what it takes to find these big fish and sticking it out. And you'd hate to think or know the hours that someone like Al has put on the water, just either chasing, hooked up to, losing, landing. You know what I mean? Like that. Yeah, it's the more I say it, the more less interested you look on your face right now, Adam.
Well,
and it's
but what I'm thinking, I wonder if it could be a switch. I wonder if I was to go down to Portland,
I reckon you could.
tomorrow, and actually sit on the rod with this enormous thing, and after all said and done, it's landed, everything's good, and you go through the emotions and you go, you know what? This is it. Like this is as good as fishing gets. I wonder if that's part of it. And the reason I say it is because, to a lesser extent, because I was insanely interested before it started. But the first time I saw a meter barra, I tried to call it as the first Rezo ever. I didn't catch one. I didn't catch one, but I saw one.
Yeah. Right.
And
see, I haven't seen one in the flesh.
Oh, and just I netted it and got it on the boat. Lucky I didn't fuck it up because
you netted it.
I netted it.
Did you tell us this? That's huge news.
But
because
lucky
that's
I didn't.
a precious situation, dude.
Especially when your boss is on the rod.
That wasn't about landing or losing a fish. That was landing or losing your job.
100%. There was more riding on it than that big barra.
Yes.
But seeing it in the flesh, I'm like, I'm all in. I could do this forever.
Yeah.
I could just impoundment fish for barra and I would never get sick of it. This is stupid. I wonder if that happened in the blue water. I'd be like, oh, this is pretty insane.
The first 20 kilo kingfish I ever saw in the flesh boated next to me. I just went, oh, man, fuck.
This is it.
Do you know what I mean?
I've got to chase that unicorn. I wonder. It's interesting because I've never even been close to a big fish.
I've never seen a meter barra. I've never seen a meter cod. Like that could be similar to that getting just. Yeah, it's like it's a bit of a drug.
Yeah, I've never seen a meter cod in the flesh. That would be pretty special to get a true gauge of. Because even in photos when they're hanging up, or we've seen a million photos of big cod, you get sort of an appreciation of length, but you don't realize how bulky they are.
Yeah.
And it's so seeing the whole thing. So maybe bluefin could be like that.
Do you reckon? All right, just on the bluefin, you and I, or there's a boat. There's 40 on the boat, and there's whether you're targeting big bluefin or you're a chance because they're around. Because one of the things for me is if I'm on that rod, I'm starting to feel bad because everyone else is standing around twiddling their thumbs, and you're an hour in,
waiting for you to fuck it up.
So is there just all right? This is a question for the big tuna anglers all around the country. I want to know: is it an unwritten rule that if that's what you're doing, and you're not the one on the rod, and you get bored, you suck it up. You find something to do. You keep yourself occupied, and keep the angler on the rod motivated too, because they're getting worn out. They're fucking, their arms are sore, their backs hurt, and their legs are sore. Like you just, I suppose you're not going out if you're going to get bored of that shit. But if you do, because a couple of hours in, you'd start going, all right, fellas, we might just nip the line with a couple of pair of braid scissors in a minute.
How about we don't go any further down than sunset on drag? Just let's stop fucking around.
Are we all cool to say we tagged it and released it and we'll just call it a day? I mean, I would like to think that if I'm on the rod ads, you're on board. You're thinking you're on the tunes. You're feeding me barbecue shapes as I'm working on this fish.
Powerade, orange Powerades.
Yep. Orange only.
Yep.
I wonder, and how much control do you have? Like if you've got tunes pumping, at this point, everything's I'm really getting stuck in. I'm an hour in. I'm fatigued, but I'm going. You've got the deep drops fishing tunes playlist playing on Spotty, but a song comes on and I'm like, not vibing it. Do I have the power to say skip?
100% you do.
Okay.
I think I would go as far to say is as the person on the rod has
All the
they
power?
can basically like all of it. Like what they say. Oh, actually, I take it back. Probably number 2. I think skipper on the wheel needs to be
They're in control of logistics.
and I think they just need to be left alone. They need to be able to communicate with the angler,
Yeah.
so they know exactly where the fish is.
They have the power to tell the angler to move down the back of the boat, come up, do whatever you need to do. But ultimately, it's the I suppose the auxiliary things like the food, the drink, the tunes is a big one. The, hey, splash me face with water, I'm getting hot.
What would you do as an angler if the skipper said, no tunes? I need to be able to communicate clearly.
Which Curtis said that, didn't he? Did he say that? Was it Kurt saying that he turns tunes off when there's a fish on?
Yes. I'd rather not communicate.
I'd cut the line off. I'd go home. Let's go.
I'll risk losing it as long as
Throw
there's
the
tunes.
rod in the water.
If I'm not hearing Limp Bicky,
Yeah.
I don't want to play anymore.
Dude, I heard just for the first time the Machine Gun Kelly Limp Bicky collab. Unbelievable.
When did this happen?
Unbelievable. Brand new. Do yourself a favour. Anyway, that actually will add that to the Fishing Tunes playlist.
Okay.
You're right. If I'm not hearing Limp Bicky, I'm not fighting that inside. It's like going to the gym and having no music on. Fuck. That. All you'll hear is people dying of just struggling to breathe and like knees cracking and shit. Come on.
Knees cracking and shit. Yeah, that's what happens.
Nah, give me some tunes and let me have control on if there's a song on that I'm not vibing, skip that shit.
Because is the capture worth more if you know you've spent a certain percentage either singing or moshing while you're on the rod?
I mean, it would it would re-energize you though, wouldn't it? If you've got a cracking tune from Soundgarden, Audio Slave, one of these bands, Rage Against the Machine, and you're just giving it to it. How much?
Would there be a better capture in fishing than being harnessed up to a bluefin? And when, like, Cochise busts in from Audio Slave, and you sit back into the harness, drop your hands, and rip some air guitar while you're connected to a 100-kilo bluefin. Would there be anything more special in fishing than rocking out mid-fight on a bluefin?
And just seeing that, if you're another boat in the area and you go past and Bulls on Parade just fires up at full volume and old mate on the rod's leaning back in the harness just with hands pumping the air, just like, what a time. That's respect levels. Yeah.
That's clocking fishing.
Yeah. Does that need to be at the back at the gantry, it's got the, angler, boat, line class, fish weight, song?
It needs tune. Yes.
Song?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's bring that in.
Because you might need to know that. If it's getting tough, you're 2 hours in now. That's a long fight. The sun's dipping. You're starting to shit yourself about getting back to port. You need some sort of motivation, some inspiration, and you go, oh, that's right. Johnny caught a 100-kilo bluefin while listening to Limp Bizkit Significant Other album. And whack it on, please, Davo. Sure thing. Yeah. Bang. All of a sudden, re-energized, brake stuff comes on and you just start cranking it. You've got you're making ground on that fish hard.
That's, the turning point tune. The one where you're just about done and then, the drum intro for My Generation comes on. You're like,
But you know what? I reckon, you could imagine where you'd be like, fucking, I'm getting defeated. I'm losing line. I'm gaining 10 meters, losing 15. Like it's just going nowhere. And then you hear the drums of Just Like This, the opening track from Significant Other. All of a sudden you're like, hang on, what?
If could you imagine? Let's paint the scenario.
Yeah.
You're an hour and a half in.
Yeah, or
The
you're
shapes
hurting.
the shapes are low. Lactic acid's building up in the knees and hips.
Yeah.
The Gatorade, you're not even interested in Gatorade. Orange just tastes like any other fucking Gatorade. You don't care. You're on the verge of tears. You're trying to fight, standing still. There's a little bit of swell. You've seen the fish once, and you're like, finally, it's taking a dive. It's doing circle work. You're not doing a thing. You are literally holding on, and you are trying to get half a centimeter turn so you can like just lift the fish's head a little bit. And then all of a sudden, like the start of my generation comes.
Yeah.
And you see old mate, lactic acid, he's full fucked, he's over it. He just sits back for a second.
Yeah.
Sits back, takes a breath, drops the arms, harnessed in, he's ready to go, and he just starts air drumming the intro. You can't tell me the whole boat's like, fucking let's go. Like, game on. He finishes the drum intro, grabs the reel, fishes in half an hour. I would put a hungy on it that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. Do you know the other one? And this is always a pump up song. And I'll set the scene on this one like you did. Same thing. You're beaten. You're defeated.
Yeah.
There's kind of just an eerie silence around the boat because everyone on board, the skipper, the deckhands, the guy in charge of Gatorade and shapes, everyone knows it's a stalemate and it doesn't look good from here because we're running out of energy, we're running out of light. The fish we're just not winning. And in that silence, you just hear the familiar sounds of the ride cymbal from the intro of Blind by Korn. Yes. And but the boat stays silent while that cymbal keeps ticking out. And then the cool guitar effect comes in, and all of a sudden, it's almost like you can just feel the life coming back into the people on board. And when that song, when John Davis drops "Are You Ready?" it's just same thing. Fish is in 10 minutes tops.
10 minutes, and everyone on the boat, and they're just nodding. Everyone's waiting, just
mate,
dude. Yeah. I've got goosebumps thinking about this.
See, I know,
I've got
right?
goosebumps right now.
This is the shit. This is what this sort of music does. So to our point, the gantry, okay, put the boat name, put the fucking fish size, the weight, the angler's name, line class, whatever.
Yep.
You put Blind by Korn on there, and that
Turning
is a very,
point tune.
very
Turning
important.
Point tune.
Yeah.
Yep. Turning, because I feel as though there would be solid judgment too. Like, someone's got the board going on, and Turning Point tune is like Britney Spears Toxic. You're like, hang on a second.
Whoa up.
That's subtract 20. Yeah. That's subtract 20 kgs.
Yeah. Whereas you walk past and it says Blind by Korn. Mate, you just get anglers walking past with it just nodding, going, yeah.
Oh, phones are in hand. They're making sure that tune, that Blind by Korn's on their playlist.
Exactly. They're not, and this should be in all fishing reports. It's like, okay, because you read fishing reports and you go, okay, what lure was he using? What was the leader? Oh yeah, okay. Now it's like, what was the song?
Imagine that. Old mate Fish Portland got 115 kilo bluefin on a Bonds Exo set in Paris. Turning Point tune was Blind by Korn. Tell me that's not the greatest.
That's the stat that needs to be part of it moving forward.
That's the report.
That's the report.
That's the report. It was Portland, Exoset Paris, and Korn got it done today on the bluefin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turning Point. Limp Bizkit. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So she was a new metal day today. That's what I did wrong. Maybe I need to go armed with a better playlist.
Well, we might have just uncovered what is required when times are tough. The lactic acid is there. You're feeling defeated. I think this is it. The go-to, the Turning Point tune. I love it.
We've changed the game.
This is what we do on the Deep Drop. You're welcome. Looking for your next fishing weapon? Bar Crusher is Australia's #1 fishing boat builder, leading the industry in design, excellence and quality. For the most advanced plate aluminium fishing boats, or to build your dream boat online, visit barcrusher.com.au. Ads, we're just talking about tuna, and the current state of play in Victoria is the realistically, you could catch a 10-kilo bluefin or a 100-kilo bluefin in the same kind of area. It leads me to start wondering do you have to start thinking about what gear you're going to be running? Because, it's all fun and games if there's a pack of 5-kilo striped tuna around, you can chuck brim gear around. But if you're a chance of a big fish, could be 20, could be 40, could be 80, 100 kilo, then you can't. You got to be really careful with what you're running.
Well, all right. Let me put a bit of a scenario to you in a little bit of a would you rather, because this is actually, and we're not even. We had a bit of fun with tunes and all that, and listen, we were deadly serious, but it was fun. So, real talk right now with the gear scenario with these bluefin at the moment. Would you rather just pack light, knowing that if you do hook 100-kilo fish, it could be over quickly and you don't even have a shot?
Yeah.
Or would you prefer to run heavy, literally winch in every fish for a day, and you might not hook 100-kilo fish? So you've essentially you haven't had maximum fun on all of the small fish. Yeah. Or you're running lighter gear, not stupid light, just gear to match, say, a school bluefin.
Yeah, which is still, it's not brim gear.
But you hook a hungy.
But yeah.
Which you hook a hungy and it empties you on the first run.
Zipping you up. It's zipping you up.
What would you rather?
It just all comes down to prep, and you've just got to just get your lane prepared and be prepared to stay in it. And that's it's a really tricky one, because if it really is the mixed bag that is happening at the moment, it's a nightmare for preparation. Because even if you take like both scenarios with you, you're not running both scenarios at the one time. Do you know what I mean?
Could you?
I guess you could. But then it's kind of like...
But how would you? Because it's not like tuna can be notorious for... The bigger the lure doesn't necessarily mean the bigger the fish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you're casting for a big flathead, you can catch them on small lures, but typically now we're fishing bigger lures. Or
big stuff, yeah.
If these bluefin are honed into a 4-inch pilchard, and that's what they're eating, you're going to catch 10 kilo or 110 kilo on a 4-inch skirt or whatever you've got out there. What do you do? Like, do you run the gauntlet of, say, maybe two 50 wide outfits spooled with 37, or backfilled with braid and whatever? But it's a heavier thing. And then do you run do you run 2 of them on the outside and then maybe put a 10 kilo in shotgun and maybe another? What do you mix them?
But see, this is the thing where it's and it's not. I'm not trying to sit on the fence, but it's completely like a personal thing, because you and I have both said just in the first break that we can't really be fucked angling with a big one. So then why would we even take 50 wides?
No, well, I wouldn't.
Because I'd sort of go, I'd rather get zipped up in a few minutes and just bring some extra spools of line. And I'm not even being silly. Like you'd probably have to bring a couple of extra spools if you're fishing lighter spin gear, and you know what I mean?
Yeah. Light spin gear.
I know that's excessive.
Light spin gear, you could potentially... Actually, I've got another question. Let's finish this one off first, because I'm going to go on a massive tangent.
Smaller overheads, you literally would it's just Russian roulette. You're running the gauntlet, because if you...
I think that's how I would... I think that's how I would go, because mixing line classes too can be a guaranteed disaster at times.
Absolute nightmare.
If you get lines touch, it's over. Especially if you've got braid and mono mixed. Yeah. The braid's just going to cut through anything. It doesn't fucking matter, if you know what I mean. But
yeah.
So maybe mixing the two, running 2 heavies and a few lights, I wouldn't bother with it. I think it's just a recipe for disaster. And this is coming from a guy that doesn't. Yeah, pick one and commit. What would you pick?
I would go the lighter side of things. Personally, that's just me personally right now. If you ask me 15 years ago, when it was all about heading west and heading out wide as fucking putting up with the shit weather, then you're just running heavy, because the other part of that is because it was still relatively fresh. You didn't get as many shots at it. You just want to land fish.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of more sporting in that it's like, and even from a tackle point of view, we've come a long way. But also the mentality of the anglers in the southern part of the country with what you can do to catch or to get a bite from these tuna has come so far that there's always going to be now in this situation we've been talking about. There's going to be a stick bait rod rigged up, sitting up the front, ready to go. There's going to be honestly probably a like a same sort of outfit with a heavy jig head and a big 7-inch plastic or something like that. There's all sorts of shit you could do, which is really cool. But I reckon if you looked at what was rigged in the morning departing the harbour at Portland 20 years ago, 15 years ago, just skirts and hard bodies on 30 and 50 watts.
And it was mainly just 50 watts and 80 watts.
Mainly 50 watts, yeah.
And that
yeah.
But even just in that time, from when it exploded, and I'll say 20 years ago, I don't know how fucking long it was, but it would be pretty close. It would be pretty close.
Yeah. Yes.
Is there a scenario these days where you could legitimately have the best of both worlds with how far fishing tackle has come? Because I saw something for the first time maybe a week and a half ago and then saw it again yesterday in my travels. I think we may have hit peak game fishing as far as the gear goes. Have you seen those new Talica rods?
Yes.
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. Because it's crazy that I reckon we've spoken about this at some point, and it'd be cool to get into it at another time, but maybe it can be after or something when there's some new stuff comes out, because we've spoken about certain areas of fishing where does it go from a rod and reel perspective, because there's only so much that can be done. I still would love to see the CI4 Tiagra.
No, but sort of where I was going with it is if you ran a spread of Talica 25s with like back spooled with 80-pound braid, run it over one of these new Talica rods, which are light, bent butt spiral wrap. That's pretty fucking interesting on a game rod, if you ask me.
Yeah. Bloody oath.
So now the gear is comfortable, it's small, it's narrow. So you're more, but it's still got the capacity where, listen, a 20 kilo fish, if you want to push to sunset and just grind it in, you can. But if you don't want to, it doesn't necessarily feel too heavy in your hand.
Yeah.
Because I've also been like, I've caught small bluefin, and I'm talking genuinely like 6 kilos, 8 kilos, at maximum 10 kilos. Yeah, that's right. It's 20 kilos. But I've caught one bluefin on 10-pound braid, a 3 to 6 kilo rod, and a 3,000 sustain.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was fun because it was funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
If I would have that fight would have been over on the first run on a tiny bluefin if the skipper of the boat didn't know what he was doing, and literally it felt like was driving full noise so I could get some line back on the reel. I was in no control at any stage. Was in absolutely zero control. That wasn't fun. So light. Well, it was funny. It was fun, but I wouldn't do it again. Oh, maybe I would. But okay. No, what I'm saying is, like, you can fish essentially what feels like a 10 kilo game outfit, and it's actually pushing like a 24 kilo outfit these days.
Yeah.
So maybe you could have the best of both.
So maybe that is the best of both worlds. I'm more thinking, I don't know. Yeah, maybe. But then you're knocking over small fish pretty straightforward. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. The reality is that's a big spectrum of sizes. There's nothing that can do everything, as in...
But I guess I'm saying, like, even on a small bluefin, unless you go too light, you're going to knock them over quickly. It's no different to catching a snapper in Port Phillip Bay or a brim on a 2 kilo rod. The fight's not going to go for 15 minutes.
No. Yeah.
Though, for those that think they're pretty good anglers, catching a small bluefin, it will teach you a thing or two about angling. because even a small fish like that could be, and let's just say 20 kilos because they're all 20 kilos, unless they're 100. If you fuck around for a second, the fight goes twice as long. Now, luckily, or if you make a mistake, but not a big enough mistake that you lose the fish, the fight goes twice as long. If you give that fish a second at the boat to drop its head and it just goes straight down and does a bit of circle work, the fight's not going to go for 3 hours, which sounds excruciating.
Yeah.
But a 4-minute fight goes to a 12-minute fight.
That's just annoying.
And it feels like forever.
Yeah.
And it is annoying because you're like, I've seen this fish. It's fucking 20 kilos.
It's right. And it's right
and
there.
Why can't I
what's
get it in?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So it does teach you. It does teach you a lot.
So are you saying you'd probably go lighter gear than
100% every day of the week? But that's a personal thing for me. And again, please take my opinion with the smallest grain of fucking salt because I'm so limited.
But by the way, we're not giving tips here. This is we're just talking about what we'd prefer.
Yeah,
and there's plenty of people
limited.
who would go the opposite, which is cool because they're the ones who'll probably end up with a better strike rate.
But I don't find a 24 kilo outfit that weighs 24 kilos comfortable.
No, exactly, and that's each to their own. And I think I'm with you. I am definitely with you on that. And I also would. And maybe this is probably, I think I also would have a couple of lighter outfits too. Because if you just hit a patch of fish that are 8 to 12 kilo and there's an opportunity to chuck around some fairly light gear and have some fun.
How light?
All right, well.
Spin, you're talking? Spin,
yeah. Yeah, casting. If you find you just come across these fish, you can't drive 5 meters with lures in the water without them all over it. And you just go, you know what, let's stop for a bit and let's chuck around some stuff, have a bit of fun.
So we going 4,000 size?
I was going to say, I reckon 4,000 size spin outfit. I would say.
So 4,000, 20 to 30 pound braid, 10 kilo stick.
I reckon 20 pound braid. Yeah.
Yeah.
4,000 size spin outfit and fucking see what happens. Because I'm confident with 20 pound braid, a 10 kilo stick, that I could knock over a 10 kilo bluefin tuna without it taking fucking an hour. Unless it sticks its head in the water the wrong way and I haven't actually angled it properly. Because this is where it's really different mentality with different species. Because if I said to you, going to Port Phillip Bay and you are going to hook a 10 kilo snapper and you had a 4,000 spin outfit with 20 pound braid and a 10 kilo rod, you wouldn't doubt yourself with that.
Yeah, but where I'm stuck, I draw on memories from Weeper catching longtails. So not big. Longtails don't grow that big. They're just not huge longtails.
Still, yeah.
The difference between catching them on a 10 kilo spin outfit, exactly what you're saying, a 4,000 size reel, dropping down to a 3 to 6 kilo was the fucking pits. It was fun, but it went too long. All you wanted to do was appreciate the first run, get it back. Its second run, you're like, yeah, okay, that's cool. Get it back, and then it tries to do a little dive. It gets little, but not enough to get down. You can get it in, and you can just cast again. Yeah. I feel as though with bluefin, maybe if they're 20 kilos, maybe a 4,000 would be the smallest I'd go.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not suggesting going smaller.
Because if you get a bite like that, I think you just want to catch as many as you can, don't you?
Until you're over it. If you start, we've had sessions locally where we're using sort of 6 pound, 8 pound gear, and you catch some of them big 50 to 60 centimeter silver trevally, and it starts getting annoying because old mate's done 14 laps of the boat. Yeah, and we're pulling up the electric motor so it doesn't get fucking tangled in that. And you're just like, all right, I'm a bit over this now.
If you just went the next size up, like we could all be casting and having fun, but instead you...
And by the way, I'm old, mate. I'm the one doing laps while while the others in the boat are going, for fuck's sake, look, just get the thing in. Same sort of fish habits, though, in terms of the fight. Those trevally, they get on their side, they start planing, and that's the kind of thing those fucking tuna can do as well.
Yeah.
And if you just need to give them that extra bit of grunt. So yeah, and listen, on their day, you can knock over some big fish with light gear. You know, you could take the gently approach. I don't reckon that works as well with tuna.
No.
You could do fish like kingfish and stuff like that because that can work. Tuna are a different beast, though. It's an interesting mindset with fishing. Well, that argument we're talking about with heavy gear for big fish or lighter gear for lighter fish. I don't reckon there's too many, or maybe, I don't know. Let's break it down. There's not many scenarios where you would go lighter or heavier depending on what you think are around. I feel like most of the time, and I'm just spitballing, so jump in if there's something I'm missing. But whether it's barra, you're not risking a big fish on fucking 2 kilo gear. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're going to be fishing what you would feel comfortable with chasing barra. In case you happen to hook you might be fishing the rivers and hook a wild fish that ends up being a meter. You don't want to go, fuck, I would have landed that if I just had my sort of normal barra outfit. But instead I went fucking 2 kilo to be fun because there was some 40 centimetre fish around.
But when, I just don't feel as though the stakes are as high. Like, say you've done more barra fishing than I have. What's light? Like, describe to me if you were going to go, you know what, let's have some fun. We've been catching barra that are 60 to or 55 to 70 centimeters. That's all we're catching. What's light?
Well,
talk me through that.
This is the thing. I'm not. I don't. You've just painted a picture that I know what I'm talking about when it comes to barra fishing. That's not the case. But the thing is, too, realistically, you don't have to fish that heavy. And I've never fished impoundments and stuff for those giant fish that are getting around at the moment. But
no, well,
I guess what I'm saying is
you're touching on my point. You're touching on my point. If you were to take, say a light outfit for barra was, say, a 6 kilo bait caster, 3 to 6 kilo bait caster with a 200 size reel and 20 pound braid.
Yeah.
If you hook a meter barra, now granted, it would be harder to set hooks because the rod's got a lot more give, but you can do it.
You're still in with a shot.
Yes, but if you hook a 100 kilo bluefin on a 4,000 spin outfit, you've got no shot. I don't fucking care
I know
who
what
you
mean.
are.
I guess it's
know what I
more
mean?
that if you did lose that barra, you'd be kicking yourself.
Yeah,
100%.
100%.
Why did I fish 3 to 6? Why didn't I fish 6 to 8 or 10?
Yeah,
10.
8
yeah,
that's right. Yeah, that's right.
I reckon that's where my head's at. And it's probably similar to, like, say, maybe cod, maybe some of those sort of fish. I don't know. I feel like,
but I think the difference too is fun factor. Winding in an 8 kilo bluefin on a Tiagra 50 spooled with 50 pound mono, there is not one bit of it that's fun.
No,
but
it's just winding.
That's right. But if you're fishing 30 pound braid on a 10 kilo barra outfit and you hook a 45, it's still fun.
It's still fun. You're right. You're right. Yeah. Is your inclination always
this is a bluefin problem.
It's a tuna problem. Is your inclination always go a little bit lighter than normal for anything? No, and not trying to be fun with or silly with it, but more because it's like that whole the whole leader thing. It's like if you get your fish as light as you possibly can without being silly to get more bites.
To the most part, yes, but I would say my thought process on this is starting to evolve a little bit. Because the rods are, especially in the rod department, the rods are so good. Like for example, the last flathead trip I did, I was throwing a big top water. I ended up throwing that on an 8 kilo spin outfit with a 4,000 size reel, solely because the weight of the lure that I was casting actually slot in beautifully to what that rod wanted to cast. Now,
Yeah.
if 5 years ago you said to me, here's an 8 kilo or a 10 kilo spin outfit to chase flathead, I'm like, I don't care how big they are, I'm not using that. It's not going to
Yeah.
be fun. But
Yeah.
I caught a flathead on that combo. It wasn't a big flathead, like as in it was a big flathead, but it wasn't it wasn't a meter flathead.
Mm.
The rod still bent. It still pulled drag. I could cast that combo comfortably all day because the rod ate the weight of the lure perfectly. So I wasn't fatigued at all casting it all day. And everything still, you know what I mean? Everything still worked. Yeah. If that was a meter flathead, I would have had to have been careful, but I could get it. But the fight and it was a 73 centimeter flathead, it still did everything I wanted it to do. The rod still bent. I felt the head shakes. It took line off the reel. Everybody on the boat knew straight away that it was a good fish. It's not like I just pointed the rod and wound it in because the rod ate everything. It just didn't. The gear is so freaking good.
I was going to say, and this is where everything's changed now with the gear since, and I don't want to make us sound old, but like when we spoke at the top of the show about that early doors tuna run in Victoria, might have been 15, 20 years ago. Even then, it was different. It was a different ball game. And I want to. We should wrap this up because we need to get into a top 6. But I was going to say to you, because we've asked it before on the show, and given that we've spoken specifically about bluefin tuna, we'll call it tuna because realistically, anywhere, longtail, yellowfin.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll even throw in albacore. I want to throw to you the question we have had and posed on the show ages ago. When it comes to tuna, what's more important, the rod or the reel? Yeah.
This is actually really hard because my brain is saying rod, but my heart's saying reel.
Are you thinking, because this is where my mind immediately goes, this is no prep. If I actually sat and thought about it, I'd probably have a better answer. I'm thinking different stages of the fight, there's different priorities. Because my mind immediately went to late in the fight, I need the rod, I need the power and comfortable rod to really put some hurt on if I need to, or also just to get those last sort of head lifts as they start fucking doing their thing.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, early in the fight, I feel like it's a bit of a reel thing. I need that reel performing from initial hookup to setting drag to hooking in to starting winning over the fish. Do you know what I mean?
It might be a species where it's a dead heat.
Could
for
be.
that reason, because I didn't
100%.
I didn't think of that. I'm like, oh, Rod, I want to be in control. This fish is big and it's going to want to control me. I need to be in control all the time. But they run off so fucking fast.
Yeah.
Drags heat up more. So expanding drags, busted gear because of that, or the reels just go, I'm not built to go this fast, and just fucking exit stage left and just leave you with hand lining in a 100 kilo bluefin with 200 meters of 50-pound braid out there.
That's right. So that's what I mean. Like early doors, you might even say first half fight reel, second half fight rod.
Yeah.
Don't know. Be curious to hear what the community think. We've got a lot of tuna anglers amongst us, Adam, and I reckon we pose the question when it comes to tuna fishing, what's more important, the rod or the reel? In fact, that's a great question that goes up on
it's a great question.
The socials.
The socials. Great. That's a great question.
Okay.
It might be a 50-50. I'm going to lock in 50-50 from a non-tuna fisherman. Tuna fishers, please get involved. I need to know. Well, if you had a nice rod with an average reel, or would you prefer a nice reel with an average rod?
And that's the way you got to think about it, I reckon, because what's going to... And we're not talking... a nice rod with a shit reel. We're just saying when you need it most, you need to rely on one element of that outfit.
Are you investing more money in the rod or the reel?
Oh yeah, good one. Because as you mentioned, a couple of new rods on market, and there's some. Listen, there's some
Fishing gear is
Unbelievable
fucking
rods
good.
in the market. Yeah. And the reels. Funnily enough, a lot of the reel. Well, yeah, I think. Do you know what you mentioned it earlier actually, and I let it slip. A really big thing in the where we've come with reels, they're becoming narrower. That's everything.
Yes.
For
Yeah, that's right.
comfortability.
Doesn't want to rock and roll on you.
No, the
Yeah.
Talica is a great example.
Yes, 100%.
It's everything and more. Well, I won't say everything and more. It kind of comps a Tiagra, but it is half the width and so much more comfortable.
But if you're line class fishing and trying to claim records, you would only use Tiagras, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think that's a fair call. Yeah. All right. That's a good way to wrap up the segment and ask the question to the community in that what is more important, rod or reel, when it comes to tuna fishing? Brooksy, what do you think's more important for you?
I think most penis.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's
fair.
wasn't expecting that.
Didn't
answer,
consider
but I guess
it,
it makes a lot of sense when you actually think about it. Anyway, time now, Adam, for this.
The deep drop.
Top 6. That's a big statement right there. Mm-hmm. The stutter still gets me, Ads. I'm not sure
I don't know what happened there. I got nothing.
I love it. All right, top 6 time. We got a lot of support last week when we tackled the sweet bakery items. Lots of suggestions for other items, which is totally cool. That's what this is all about. Plenty of support for vanilla slice. I mean, let's be honest.
Yes, it's a win.
Yeah, a bit of feedback on how to eat them, which was also a talking point last week. So there was suggestions of just ploughing through the middle first, and then kind of indulging in the pastry or the layers at the end.
Also, like
it's going to be
deconstructed vanilla slice.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be messy as fuck. Whatever you do. I don't mind a deconstructed vanilla slice. I don't mind the concept of that.
I feel it's cheating though.
Yeah, and you're not using a knife and fork. Like, who's doing that?
That's not acceptable.
No, you got to. If you don't have just crumbs
gotta
and
wear
shit all over you, then you haven't actually had one.
Custard pissing out the back of it, and the sides.
Because am I right in saying vanilla slice have a layer of icing sugar on the top as well, just to really fuck with you? Like it just goes all over your face and shit?
Some of them do.
Some do.
I like the ones that have got the sticky shit that doesn't...
Yeah,
you don't wear it, but you can't get it off your hands for the next 3 to 5 days. It's crazy.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're not going to keep going on that. We could talk. We should just do a whole episode about vanilla slice.
It'd be amazing.
All right. They're probably not ideal for on the boat, though, are they?
Nah, shit, no.
Nah.
Shit, no.
No. Anyway. Well, tonight, Ads, this is a bit of a very different angle than baked items. For no particular reason, which is why we do most of these, we have thought tonight we're going to do the top 6 dog breeds.
I can't believe we haven't done this. Now, Luke, you and I are both massive dog lovers, and it is common knowledge and clear to everybody that dogs absolutely piss all over cats when it comes to a companion. Now, shots fired. Listen, I don't hate cats. I've owned a cat, and I loved that fucking thing.
Yeah.
But they're not dogs.
No. They're... Yeah. I've got both, and...
Oh, listen, I've got nothing against cats.
I do.
I've only ever owned one, and she was a pain in the ass, but she was my pain in the ass.
Yeah. Fair.
And I do feel as though they're a hell of a lot more dangerous than dogs. But anyway, I digress.
Oh, they're kind of up there with squid and cows. They're just planning to take over the world.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
They're just a little bit closer than both of those two said things. But we are going the top 6 dog breeds, and Luke, we have locked away our top 6. But like always, there's a few honourable mentions that we should get to first.
Yep.
Have you got a couple of honourable mentions that didn't make our top 6?
Yeah, look, because I think with these sorts of lists, it comes down to, some that have been a part of your life and that sort of thing that you grow fond of that you might not have necessarily thought you would. Bull Terrier comes to mind. Was a family or the in-laws dog. Good dog. Good dogs. Not one that I ever really considered myself as a Bull Terrier fan, but yeah.
So
good
Bull
dog.
Terrier, that's the one where its forehead and its snout kind of just all roll into one, yeah? It's like a real awkward looking arrangement. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
They're cool
that.
dogs, but
Exactly that.
yeah.
Yeah, sweet. And then I don't know. Like I think most of my faves have made the list because I'm more of a big dog guy than
same.
a little.
Yeah. Same.
But shout out to the French Bulldog for just being a sweet little cool looking thing.
That's a big dog trapped in a little dog's body, I reckon.
That's what I think it is.
Yeah.
That's what I think it is as well. I agree with you there.
Yeah,
So
sweet
yeah, what
dog.
about you?
Massive fan of the big Mastiff breeds, or the thought of. I've never owned a big Mastiff, but
Yeah.
Bull,
Pretty cool.
Bull Mastiff, Italian Mastiff, they're insane. They're a bit of a hot dog
Yeah.
at the moment, but fuck, that's a lot of dog to try and look after.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like those bigger dogs like you. Leon Berger, you ever heard of one of them?
No, did he play footy for Richmond at one point? Or was that?
Yeah, before my time. But I guarantee
No, I don't
you
know.
there will be a point in my life where I own one of these dogs. It basically
Yeah,
looks
okay.
like, best described as a long-haired German Shepherd, but 4 times the size.
Like, how big are we talking weight
No,
wise? What are they?
Oh, a small one would probably be 60 to 70 kilos. They're massive.
Yeah, there you go. Females 40 to 65 kilos, male 50 to 77 kilo.
Yeah.
Now, yeah,
It just looks like
That's
an
a
oversized
big-
German Shepherd, doesn't it?
it does. That's a lot of dog.
Yeah.
That's a lot of shit. That's a lot. It's a lot of cleaning up.
It's a lot of fucking food too. But I
Where
will
do
own
you-
one of those
where-
at one point.
I love that. I can't wait to meet it. What will you call it? Something cute that you're not expecting it to be because it's such a big looking scary
Tiny.
dog? Yeah, yeah, exactly. Where do you stand on a Jack Russell, Adam?
2 words spring to mind. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What an angry little. What is a Jack? Like, what is it? You know what I mean? And no
It's-
offense. Like, if anyone's got one, let us know. Tell us the good traits that they have because I haven't seen many good traits in Jack Russells in my experience.
I've had some very interesting encounters with Jack Russells, which I will share when we get
Yeah.
into the top 6, because
Okay.
one of my darling dogs, her breed, does feature in the top 6. I'll get to the Jack Russell
Yes.
story at the end. But
Okay. All right. Well,
yeah.
why don't you take us through it?
All right. Well, this was probably one of the quickest lists we come up with. I think it was pretty unanimous at the dogs that we liked. But coming in at number 6, listen, truth be told, with the 5 we nailed in, we threw this one as a bit of a piss take. Number 6, the English Bulldog. Now, the reason we put this dog in there, if you are not familiar with an English Bulldog, please Google it. They are so hideously fucking ugly that they're cute. They do not like to do anything but sleep.
Which is sweet. Which is, I kind
I'm all for
of
it.
I rate that. And now, correct me if I'm wrong. The mascot for the AFL team, the Western Bulldogs, at one point was that. Remember the real one that they used to bring to the footy,
Yeah,
and it hated everything about being there.
Yep. It just looked
It was-
disappointed all the time.
Yeah,
It did.
yeah. So it's on the list.
Yeah, it's English Bulldog at number 6.
Yeah.
Love it. Coming in at number 5, the Aussie Shepherd. Now, Luke, you have in your extended family, you have an Aussie Shepherd at the moment. Is that right?
Correct. Yes.
Take us through the Aussie Shepherd.
Ball of energy. Quite literally lives on a farm, and I think needs to. That style of dog. And she, non-stop. She'll often be found if she comes and stays at our place, standing on tabletops just for shits and gigs. and the rest of the time just annoying the shit out of our other dog. But because of the energy levels, kind of gets the crazy look every now and then when the tongue's out the side of the mouth and the eyes are just like, I'm ready to party and fuck shit up at the same time. So I rate that, and overall a beautiful looking dog.
Yeah, gorgeous looking dog. Gorgeous looking dog. In at number 4, we have the German Shepherd. So these were my family dogs growing up. We had 2 over the course of my childhood. I don't think I could ever get sick of a German Shepherd. I think they're a really nice balance of gorgeous looking and I'm not sure if I'm fucking scared or not. Like one of those type things.
This is the thing with this. And I grew up almost with when we were kids, with the message being drilled into you that they were guard dogs and they were dangerous. And that was it.
Yeah.
And I wish I'd blocked that out to get to know what they actually were like, because later in life they're amazing dogs.
The things we did as very small children, myself and my sister, to our German Shepherds, I don't ever remember I'm just going to start eating people streak. Yeah. I've never seen it, but obviously they have it. I love German Shepherds.
Yeah, nice one. That's a good addition to the list.
Number 3, the Labrador Retriever. Take it away, my friend.
Well, listen, we have a Labrador Retriever. He is chocolate. He's a chocky lab. And let me tell you, I remember when I got him, I got a message from our mutual friend, Christy Worstling, saying, look out, this thing will be a puppy for its entire life. And she's right. He's getting on a bit, and he's still got that puppy, but puppiness about him. But, mate, I don't know. They're part human, these dogs, I swear. You know what I mean? They put on a show. They know how to do the face to you where you go, oh, yeah, right, go on, mate. Have another sausage in bread. Yeah. Eating machines. Our dog's 40 kegs, so he's a solid dog. He's not overweight. He might be carrying one or two kegs.
Yeah, he's a big dog though. Yeah, he's not a small. That's one thing that's always blown me away with labs. My mum and dad had one for a little bit, a black lab. Same deal. It's a unit. They're just solid.
Yeah, I call him the big brown bear because that's like he's just a big brown bear. Yeah. Ripper of a dog. Kids always been good with the kids since they were little, and still have a great relationship with the kids. So perfect for the top 3.
In at number 2, maybe stands out for a different reason, but number 2, the Rottweiler. Now, Luke, you and I have both owned, so you actually grew up with a Rottie in the family.
Yep. Yes.
The Rottweiler was the first dog I ever owned solo when I moved out of home. Sadly, lost her last year. These dogs are my all-time favourite dog ever.
Yeah.
They're a lot of work.
Yeah.
She was fuck. But I would give anything.
Yeah. Yeah, again, another one of these dogs where there's this sort of label on them of being, crazy aggressive and violent.
And they can
blah,
be.
blah, blah.
They 100% can be.
But this is where we need to be really clear that, the way these animals are brought up has a lot to do with how their behaviour is.
Oh.
I literally grew up with a Rottie, and she was, in that stereotype. But I can tell you now, same as what you were saying before about German Shepherds, we probably poked and prodded her and did, as you do when you're kids, and pulled her ears and whatever. And mate, the most aggressive she probably ever got was just lick our face, Well,
and the best. They are the best family dog. If you want a family dog but a little bit of fuck around and find out,
a
Rottie's the one. My youngest, who's just a little psychopath, would jump all over Ellie, and Ellie would love it. She'd go out there and muck around with him.
Yeah.
But the same dog launched itself off my bed through my bedroom window.
That's right. I've forgotten about that. Yeah.
to grab another dog.
And that's not an exaggeration. Through the
Through the
glass
window.
pane. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that
yeah.
and of course that happened on a Sunday when nothing's open. So that was an emergency vet visit for stitches in the webbing of her feet.
Fucking
The
hell.
other dog was fine.
So that's what you're
Relax,
getting.
people. That's what you're getting, and I would
That's what you're
own
getting.
them forever. They are fucking unreal.
You're getting cuddles and licked in the face, and you're also getting it launching through glass.
Correct.
So
just be aware of that.
be aware. Be aware.
But number one, I think it's impossible to disagree with our number one choice. And you and I both said this breed at the exact same time. Number one, the golden retriever. If you
Talk
want
about part human.
if you want unconditional goofy love forever,
Yeah.
that's your dog.
Yeah. I tell you why this is an interesting number one, or a clear number one, I should say. The previous three in the lead up to this we've owned or own.
Yep.
Number one, neither of us have or do ever. Yet we're still like
It's
number
still
one.
the number one. That's
Yeah.
right.
I feel like this is it's pretty, I won't say fashionable. I don't like that word when it comes to this sort of stuff, but it is, these are the ones.
Yeah.
These are the ones that tick pretty much every box. Now, fair to say all of these, particularly the top four, just a heads up, they're going to eat everything, including parts of your house at times.
Yep.
As
Guaranteed.
they're growing up, they're gonna fuck shit right up.
Yep.
But then they look at you and you go, yeah, no, you're all right.
You're
mate."
all right, mate. Yeah, you're in. Yeah, come on, then.
So the Goldies, you can't go to many cafes where you don't see one sitting there politely, just doing its thing, just checking everyone out, going, "How you going? Yeah, good to meet you." And they're the ones that in public seem to be have their shit sorted as well. They know what's going on.
I've never ever seen a golden retriever lose its shit. I've never seen it. So all the other dogs,
true.
German Shepherd, I've seen it. Labradors,
Yeah.
I've seen a lab lose its
Seen it.
shit.
Yeah, yeah,
As in,
yeah.
is this dog?
Rotties,
Is this
yeah.
dog going to fuck me up? Rotties, they do that for fun. Golden
Yeah.
retriever, I've never seen a golden retriever lose its shit at a person,
No.
a dog, and just wants to play.
It's the one where shit starts getting out of hand. That they sit back and go, okay, let's assess the situation here, guys. You know what I mean? Like it just sits back for a moment and goes, I could do this, I could do that, I could run, I could jump, I could probably fuck someone up if I wanted to. But I won't.
It'll sit there and assess an argument and go, shit's getting pretty wild. Who's up for a cuddle?
Yeah. Shit's wild. I'm out.
Yeah.
Who's coming?
Just come and get me when this shit settles down a little bit, can you? And we'll play.
Coffees, guys? Let's go. Coffee run.
Let's go. Who wants to throw the ball?
That's a good number one, ads. I mean, it's fitting the mold of the clear number ones that happen from time to time in our top sixes, where we'll just go, it's number one.
It's number one.
It's number one. It's a good one.
That was almost as fast a number one as agreeing on Vanilla Slice.
Yeah, good.
It's pretty quick.
Good call. I'm curious to know whether anyone's got a different opinion when it comes to number one, but also any others that should be in the six. Jack Russell's not making it, so don't come to us with that.
If you suggest Jack Russell, it might be the first time we delete a comment.
Nah, we're all for it. Because if you're going to suggest it, you better have a good reason behind it. And that's what we want to see in the comments.
I've known a couple of Jack Russells that almost became Rottweiler food a couple of times.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
And, they probably fucking brought that on themselves too.
Oh, 100% they did, and I considered dropping the lead. I didn't.
Crossed your
but I
mind,
considered.
mate. It crossed your mind. This could all be over in a minute.
Yeah, that's
if I just
right.
drop this, but I'm not going to
do that. I'm a responsible dog owner.
That's brilliant. All right, well, plenty to. Geez, that's it. I'm happy with that top six, and I'll be happy with any of those dogs being a part of the community, deep drop community 100%. Too.
Yeah, 100%.
If we had a deep drop mascot from one of these dogs, I kind of knowing the personality of my lab, I kind of feel like it could be a lab.
Yeah.
Because they're kind of a smart ass dog.
Yeah, that's right. But it's all love at the end of the day.
It's all love. Yeah.
I think you could be right because I'm having a quick look at the list going, I think the lab might be the deep drop dog.
It could be. Yeah.
Though an English bulldog, ugly as fuck, but interesting.
At times, lazy as shit. Yeah, that could be it too.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Anyway. All right. Hey, let us know what you think of the order. If you're going to suggest something else for number one, you want to have a good reason behind it. We've got a serious question to get out there. What is more important when it comes to tuna fishing, the rod or the reel? Bluefin in general, let us know where you're up, like where you're at, like if you're getting out amongst it.
Yeah.
How are you doing it? Are you fishing light for the smaller fish? Are you going heavy, just targeting big suckers? And more importantly, when the going gets tough, what song gets put on the tune, like on the stereo?
Turning point tune. And very quickly before you sign off too, Luke, I just want to throw out one cheeky little challenge. I want to see who can go completely old school and throw back to the 20 years ago when this bluefin started to celebrate the bluefin bite at the moment. I want to see a TLD 20 with 10 kilo mono on a 10 kilo backbone towing a killer vibe. That's what I want to see.
That's not bad.
I want to see it.
On that note, ads, let's wrap it up. Thank you, everyone. We'll chat real soon. Thank you, Adam.
Peace.